Good day, everyone. I am Marinela Espino from BSc 1-1. For today's video, I will going to discuss power control theory and Sigmund Freud theory of penis envy. First, let's have a short introduction for power control theory. Power control theory explains differences in crime rates between men and women. It attributes them to the fact that girls and boys in families are brought up differently. Sigmund Freud theory of penis envy. Penis envy is a theory of Freudian psychoanalytic theory that proposes that every young girl feels deprived and envious that they do not have a penis. These feelings later lead to a desire for access to a penis and normal heterosexual development. Let's move on. Let us know who is the main proponent of power control theory. The main proponent of power control theory is John Hagan or John D. MacArthur. John D. MacArthur is a professor of sociology and law at Northwestern University and co-director of the Center on Law and Globalization at the American Bar Foundation in Chicago. The basis of control theory is a basic assumption of the control theories that not deviant but adapted behavior must be explained. Every person would behave deviantly if she were not prevented from doing so by social control. For power control theory, it is primarily the family that exercises control early in a person's life. If this control is lacking, a greater freedom and choice of behavior possibilities arises. Depending on the educational goal, each person develops certain degree of self-control. When we say deviant is used to describe a person or behavior that is not usual and generally considered to be unacceptable. And also, John Hagan, power control theory integrates feminist theories, Marxist theories, and control theories to explain different crime rates among men and women. When we say feminist theory is focuses on analyzing gender inequality. Feminists believe that both men and women should have the freedom to develop their human interests and talents. For example, if a woman wants to be a president, she should have the opportunity to do so. While Marxism is a conflict between rich, middle, and poor class. Sa Marxism, ito is, ang nasusunod lamang is yung nasa rich or upper class or yung mga mayayaman. And ang alipin is yung may hirap or in a lower class. So, John Hagan's combined feminist theories and Marxist theory to explain different crime rates among men and women. And also, John Hagan directs his attention to gender power relations. He examined the power relations between families and distinguishes between patriarchal, matriarchal, and egalitarian family. Before we move to patriarchal family, let us tackle what is patriarchy. Patriarchy, pater, which means father. So, when we say patriarchy, it is used to describe the ways that the world is organized by ideas about gender and particular ideas about men and women. So, that is patriarchy. The main example nga ng patriarchy is just like what John Hagan said is patriarchy family. Sa patriarchal family, the male partner has more power. So, the father is in the top of the family structure. The girls are socialized into the inferior role at early age and are exposed to more intensive control than boys. They are more granted more freedom, allowing them to engage in more delinquent behavior. Sa patriarchal family, the girl is inferior. When we say inferior, it is in a lower class. Or sa patriarchal family, girls is sunod-sunuran or um, the girl is always following along to the boys and do what do what men want to do. That's the girls in patriarchal families. They do not have voice and also they do not have right to vote. The only freedom is in the boys. They have more freedom than girls in patriarchal families. But in egalitarian families, the form of socialization changes and girls have more freedom. So the girls have more freedom na in egalitarian families. Unlike in patriarchal families, the girls are in socialized into the inferior. Um, as a result, they also tend to risk behavior and delinquency. Boys, on the other hand, show less delinquent behavior in an egalitarian family because expectation of their roles change. And also, John Hagan derives the power position of individual family members from their occupation outside the family. If only one spouse is employed, he or she has more power, possibilities, and resources than the other. So, John Haggans also said that um, kung sa isang family is, halimbawa si father, siya yung may work. So, he had the power position. Siya ang masusunod, siya ang malakas. Kumbaga, siya ang batas. Kagaya nga ng sabi ni John Hagan. She had the power position. So, also John Haggans, said that, in power control theory, the boys are more prone to delinquent kasi nga they have more freedom than girls. So, let us move on to Sigmund Freud theory of penis envy. So, Sigmund Freud theory of penis envy. First, let us know who is Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was a founding father of psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud pala ang founding father ng psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis, a method of treating mental illness, and also theory which explains human behavior. Penis envy is the female counterpart of Freud's concept of castration anxiety. In this theory of psychosexual development, Freud suggested that during the public stage around ages 3 to 6 years old, young girls distance themselves from their mother and instead devote their affections to their father. So, according to Freud, this occurs when a girl realizes that she has no penis. Girls hold their mother responsible for their lack of a penis and do not forgive her for their being thus put at disadvantage. So, um, while uh, while a girl is still young, nagkakaroon siya ng anxiety why she do not have a penis. But when she is grow older or she is mature na, doon nila malalaman na kung ano ba talaga ang gender nila. But sa theory ni Sigmund Freud, pag daw ang young woman or young girl is under 3 to 6 years old, nagkakaroon sila ng anxiety bakit wala silang penis. So, while Freud believed that his discovery of the Oedipal complex and related theories such as castration anxiety and penis envy were his greatest accomplishments, these theories are perhaps his most criticized. Female psychoanalysis such as Karen Horney and other feminist thinkers have described his ideas as distorted and condescending. The counterpoint theory of the Oedipal complex is the Electra complex. So that's all. Thank you for listening.